ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले गिरिराज स्वामी नामने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचार निर्विशेष नवादि पाशादेशतारणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृतं चन्द्रोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितनां पावने वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नष्टप्रायश्चित्तेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवा भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टिके। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse number 3. It says, Yasvanubhavam akil shruti saramekam adhyatam deepam atitishtam tamondham sansarinam karna purana goyam tam vyasam sunam upyamim gurum muninam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Shuka, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who out of his great compassion for those gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge, after having personally assimilated it by experience. Purport. In this prayer, Srila Sutta Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. The Vedanta Sutras or the Brahma Sutras were compiled by Vedavyas with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentary on this cream. Srila Shukdev Goswami was a thoroughly realized master on the Vedanta Sutra. And consequently, he also personally realized the commentary Srimad Bhagavatam, and just to show his boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over nescience, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. So we find here that Shukdev Goswami spoke this cream of Vedas. It is the conclusion of all the Vedas. It is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna bhulila jiva bhoga vancha kare maya tare ja patya dhare. That living entity takes birth in this material world by forgetfulness of Krishna. When living entity wants to enjoy separate than God, when the Jeev wants to enjoy separate than Krishna, he takes birth in this material world. And in this material world, everyone is looking for happiness. Particularly in the human form of life, we are making so many arrangements. Where can we live happily? Why we are looking for the happiness? Because Jiva by nature Anandamaya. By nature he is happy. But we are foreign to this particular material world. We are in a foreign land. Jiva belongs to the spiritual world, which is called Vaikuntha, which is without anxiety. Association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna and his incarnations. But here, under the Maya, Maya means illusion. We are looking for happiness. Happiness related to the body. Day and night, Divya Arthech Rajan Kutumba Bharane Nava. Person in human form of life work day and night simply so he can look after his family, so he can look after his own body. We are working very hard to acquire more and more wealth. And practically, we find that everybody in this planet Earth, in the human form of life, generally the goal is how they can acquire more wealth. So, whole the education society, even that revolves toward the wealth. People are trying to be get educated so they can how they can make more money, and the purpose behind making more wealth is how I can enjoy, how I can live peacefully, how I can live in complete happiness. So we find that people are thinking, if I will have a bigger house, I will become happy. If I will have better education, I will become happy. If I'll have a better car, I will become happy. If I improve my bodily features, then I'll become happy. People take so much trouble. Like we see sometimes, people go to these surgery, plastic surgeries. They torture their body so much so they can look beautiful. A person who is living in a hut, he wants to have a flat. The person who's got a flat, he is looking for a house. The person who has got ordinary house, he is looking for a very opulent house. And after getting opulent house, he wants to acquire few more properties. So it is like a rat race. Person who's got a small house, he wants a better house. So the person thinks, if I will have that, I will become very happy. Same example is like a car. Somebody's got a car, so he wants to have a better and better and better car. The purpose behind for the whole rat race is that one day I will become happy. But the person who is a jnani, who is in knowledge, he comes to this platform, Brahmabhuta Prasannatma. He becomes very prasanna. He understands that whatever I am looking for, the wealth, the health, this beauty, the name and fame, the status, there is no harm having a good health. If we are ill, if we are diseased, so we have to take some medicines so we can live healthy. But extra endeavor to become more beautiful, extra endeavor to become more stronger, that is wrong. So the jnani understands that why should I look for more and more and more wealth? They understand that we are not this body. The source to the body is actually the Atma. As long as Atma is in the body is working. Simply for working body is useless, because at the time of death everything will be taken away. Our wealth, our health, our fame, everything will be taken away. So that thing which I'm going to lose, why should I work so much for this? So then he tries to look for the Atma Gyan. The person who is looking for Atma Gyan, he is called Jnani. Now, once the person becomes Jnani, that does not mean that he stops eating, he doesn't need a house. But the Jnani is satisfied whatever it comes of his own accord. If by nature he is provided a nice house, he will use it for the service of Krishna. He will not use for himself. If by nature's accord, if he get a car or any other transport, he use it for the service of Krishna. If he gets, he is happy, he use for the service of Krishna. If he does not get, He is very happy chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this is called real Gyanis. It is like Sanatana Goswami, one of the Shat Goswami of Vrindavan, direct disciple of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to worship Radha Madan Mohan. He was so simple that he would simply live under a tree every day. He did not make even a hut for himself. But he made a nice, beautiful temple for Radha Madan Mohan. And every day he would sleep under the different tree. And he used to live in a little hill on the bank of Yamuna, where he would worship a deity of Madan Mohan. And every day he would collect some little atta and he make a little ball of that atta. He put that ball into the fire and it will cook. Not completely, half cooked. So then he would offer that little half cooked in the fire ball to as an offering to Radha Madan Mohan, to the deity of Radha Madan Mohan. One day, Radha Madan Mohan, he appeared to Sanatana Goswami and he told Sanatana Goswami, you offer me every day this little ball of atta which is cooked in the fire. Can you kindly offer me little salt with it? And Sanatana Goswami replied to Madan Mohan, he said, Radha Madan Mohan, I got so many things to do for you. I have to write for so many things for the future generation about the devotional service. And I'm so busy in chanting Hare Krishna all the time. Today you're asking me little salt. Tomorrow you will ask me some ghee. Then you will ask me some vegetables and vyanjans. I'm a very simple man. I do not want to have any material attachments. So if you are pleased with my simple devotion, what I offer you, so I will be happy. I do not want to be entangled with this materialistic life. This is how the devotees live. So devotees, if they have something, that is fine. If they do not have it, they are simply satisfied chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now this platform of devotional service comes after the Gyanis. Here, in this particular verse, Suta Goswami is telling to all the rishis of Naimisharanya that it is very, very difficult for people to come out of the materialistic life. They are so busy with the materialistic life. And Lord Krishna has explained as well in the Bhagavad Gita, Manushanam sahasreshu kaschat yatati siddhate yatatam api siddhanam kaschinma bheti tatvata. Out of hundreds and thousands of people, millions of people of materialistic, one becomes a Jnani. Jnani means who are acting at the platform of soul, who is not concerned with the body. And out of that source of millions of Jnanis, one become the devotee of Krishna. The person who is acting on the Jnana platform, is his Jnana is not complete yet? Yes, that is true. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ye Nirimda Daksha Vimukta Manina Abhi Shuddha Buddha. The person may be at the platform of Gyan, but his knowledge is not complete yet because he has not connected with Krishna yet. And particularly in this age of Kali, it is so difficult to get out of the materialistic life because last snare of Maya, illusion, is Gyan. Mukti bhukti siddhi kami sakle ashant, Krishna bhakta nishkam ataiv shant. Of course, people who are looking for materialistic enjoyment, they are unhappy. People who are looking for mystic powers, even they are unhappy. because they have got desire. But last desire of the human form of life is liberation. How I can attain liberation, how I can get out of this birth and death and go to the spiritual world. And these people who wants liberation, who wants mukti, they are called jnanis. Why their jnana is incomplete? Because they are still not connecting with the God, Krishna. In the Gyan platform, a person thinks that God is a Nirakar. One should study only Vedanta. There are 3-4 different classes of Mayavadis, of Jnanis. One type of Jnanis are who are concentrating on the Vedas. They accept, yes, Vedas are the fact. Vedanta Sutra is a fact. One should come to the conclusion of the Vedas. But they conclude that God is Nirakar. They accept Krishna and Ram is the incarnation of God. But according to these Jnanis, God is actually a light, God is actually a force, and that God is actually a Brahma Jyoti. And that Brahma Jyoti takes a form of Krishna and Ram and Vishnu. This is called Neti Neti. This is their, this is the conclusion. That's why they are called Mayavadis. And then there is another class of Jnanis. Now these Jnanis, they think that actually Vedas is there and Vedanta Sutra is there. They accept even the Havan Yagyas, they accept the mantras of the Vedas, but these sort of Jnanis, they do not accept Krishna or Ram as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They accept Krishna or Ram or Vishnu simply some historical figures. And these sort of Jnanis, these sort of Mayavadis, they think that we should not worship deities. This is statues. So they reject deity worshipping. They study Vedas, but they do not accept the deity form of Krishna. And they consider Krishna and Ram and Vishnu simply a historical people. Then there's a third class of Mayavadis. These third class of Mayavadis are the worst Mayavadis. What their conclusion is, Vedas and the Shastras, it is simply a mythology. They think Krishna and Ram and Vishnu and all Devi Devatas is simply a mythology. There is no truth in them. They do not even worship the deities. And these sort of Mayavadis, sometimes they accept Guru as a god. It is amazing that person is not accepting God himself, but accepting Guru as a god. Yes, God can become a Guru, but a Guru cannot become a god. When Krishna was acting with Arjuna, at that time, at the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he acted as a Guru. And he explained how he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Vedavyas, who is incarnation of Krishna, 99th incarnation of Krishna, Shaktavesh Avatar, he acted as a Guru. Or Kapil Muni, who is incarnation of Krishna, he acted as a Guru. Krishna can act as a Guru, but a Guru cannot claim to be Krishna or a God. It is like President of America. President of America can go somewhere, he can represent his country. He is a representative of his country, his nation, United States of America. So President of America, he himself, when he goes to some other official visits to another countries, he is representing America. But other representative of America, when they go and visit some other countries on official visits, they cannot become the president of America. So there is a difference. President of America can become the representative of his country. But all other representatives of America cannot become the president of the country. They cannot claim themselves. There's only one president. Similarly, God is actually Krishna. So, different class of people, this is called Mayavad. This is the last snare of Maya. So some of the people, some class of people, they're thinking Guru is a god. They reject the Vedas. They reject the deity worship. Or they interpret Vedas their own ways. So it is so difficult to get out of the material world. As Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Brahmande te kon bhagyavana jeev, Guru Krishna kripa paye bhakti lata bij. It is so rare. Brahmande te kon bhagyavan jeev. It is so rare, fortunate soul, with the mercy of Guru and Krishna, he get out of this material world. He realizes himself that he is part and parcel of Krishna, and he's got the seed of the devotion to Krishna. So Srila Suta Goswami at Naimisharanya, he is addressing to all these very learned 88,000 rishis headed by Shaunak Muni. He is telling them that, O sages, my spiritual master Shukdev Goswami, you see, Suta Goswami's spiritual master is Shukdev Goswami. When Shukdev Goswami was speaking to Parikshit Maharaj, at that time Suta Goswami was present. And that is the time the most attentive person in that assembly was Suta Goswami after Parikshit Maharaj. And he is giving credit to his guru that my spiritual master, my guru Shukdev Goswami, out of compassion, he spoke the cream of the Vedas. And Srila Vedvyas has compiled this cream. And this cream is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is conclusion of all the Vedas. Srila Vedvyas knew that people in Kali Yuga, they will interpret Vedas in their own ways. Without understanding Vedas, without going to the bona fide Guru Sampradayas, they will manufacture their own means. Some will reject the Vedas, some will twist the Vedas, meaning of Vedas. They will give their own commentaries on the Vedas. So that's why he already written Bhagavatam. He presented, let me give them the conclusion, cream of the Vedas. And here the Suta Goswami is explaining to the sages that my spiritual master Shukdev Goswami, he is telling that he spoke this cream of Vedas. He spoke this conclusion of Vedas. He personally experienced this Srimad Bhagavatam. He did not simply spoke theoretically. So my request to all of you is, if you just simply accept Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, we do not need to go through hard labor of studying all the Vedas, because Srila Vedavyas, Srila Shukdev Goswami, Srila Suta Goswami, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Sridhar Swami, and our own His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, they have given us a wonderful gift, this gift of Srimad Bhagavatam. If we accept the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, there is no doubt the seed of devotional service will sprout in our own heart, and we will feel the bliss of bhakti devotion to Krishna. So my request to all of you is, please keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And every day take few minutes or half an hour, 10 minutes, 5 minutes a day, study this literature, Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Life will become very joyful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.